Good afternoon everyone, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, let's do a walk around and tour of the 2025 Mazda CX-5. The CX-5 has been a very popular choice for mid-size SUVs for over the last decade now, and as you can tell, they get popular pretty much every year. Now 2025 is likely the last model year for this design, as within the next 48 hours from when this video is being recorded, a new generation is going to be debuted to the entire world. Now, with that being said, today we're going to be taking a look at this particular one here, which is the Premium Plus, and it's going to give you a couple of different things, such as your adaptive front lighting system, your heated and ventilated seats for the front seats. You also do get a 360 camera with this one, as well as a 10.25 inch display. With that being said, a huge thank you to Dorado Mazda and Jairon, who is the person I'm working with, which is a part of the Dorado Motors company here in McKinney, Texas, for giving me some time with this one today. And so, without further ado, let's go ahead and let's get started. As you can see with the key, it's going to be your traditional Mazda key fob, and it has a little weight on it, which is nice. You have your Mazda emblem right here, followed by your controls on the left side. And they consist of your lock, unlock, your trunk release, and your panic alarm. Starting off here in the front of the vehicle, as you can see, you are going to be getting a very nice and premium looking grille as expected on the Premium Plus. And as you can tell, it does look really nice. You also have your adaptive cruise control, or excuse me, not your adaptive cruise control. You're going to have your front-facing camera, which is going to act as a system so that way you won't get yourself involved in a frontal collision. And you have your radar sensor inside of the Mazda emblem, so that way that will help you to come to a complete stop, so that way you will avoid getting into that frontal collision. Now, when we pan out a little bit, as you can see, it's premium looking. It does look really nice. And you also have your front parking sensors as expected on this model. You also have your standard LED daytime running lights with your LED projector headlamps. Checking out the wheels and tires on this one, we're taking a look at a set of Toyo tires, and these are on 19-inch wheels. These ones measure 225, 55R19s all the way around. Coming over to the door, this vehicle does have a smart key access system on for easy access to the exterior as well as the interior. By having the key fob in your pocket, come to the door handle, just tap this button here. One beep will indicate unlocking, and the mirrors will fold out, allow you to jump on inside. And when you're finished, close it up, tap the button one more time, it will lock the vehicle, and the mirrors will fold back in. The exterior color of this one is finished off in Rhodium White Metallic with a black premium leather interior. Come over to the door panel. As you can see, you're going to have some hard touch molded injection plastic on top. However, you do have some softer material down here. You have the stitching coming out across the side of the door as well as down here as well. You have this nice aluminum door handle here. You have your unlock and lock switches here, your child lock here, power windows, as well as your power mirror controls right there. Down here, you have a smaller storage pocket as well as an area for a small cup holder. Along with that smart key access system, the CX-5 Premium Plus does come standard with push-button ignition. By having the key fob in your pocket or within the vehicle itself, just put your foot on the brake and hit the button to go. Very nice. The CX-5 does come standard with a fully leather-wrapped racking pinion power steering wheel with controls here on the left as well as on the right sides. You also have paddle shifters on the left as well as on the right as well. Left, you're going to have your audio controls for the volume, your info buttons right here, as well as your hands-free voice and telephone controls. To the right, you're going to have your cruise control settings here. As you can see, a mode button as well as your cancel right here to cancel out that adaptive cruise control setting. Coming up here, we're welcomed with three main gauges. To the left, you have your tachometer, in the middle, you have your speedometer, and to the right, you're going to have your coolant temperature as well as your fuel gauge. To the left of that speedometer, you're going to have your average fuel economy. To the right of that speedometer, you're going to have your miles to empty. And at the very bottom of that speedometer, you're going to have your exterior temperature as well as your range, as you can see, or not your range, your odometer reading, as you can see there. Now, with that being said, we can cycle through a couple different things here on this middle screen via the steering wheel. And they do include your trip rate information, as you can see there, as well as trip B, icon of the vehicle for your safety feature, maintenance, the compass, a blank page, and then back to where you would start. Now come over here to the right, we're taking a look at a 10.25-inch display, which as you can see is really nice, and it does look really, really good. Now, it is going to be controlled through a knob, which as you can see is located right down here, and makes things a little bit easier to kind of navigate and get through the screen. So we're taking a look at our audio system, and it's going to show us exactly what we need to see, which includes our FM radio, what's playing on the radio itself, and then if you push down, you do have your menu, which of course is going to be for your audio system, which includes your source list, favorites, station list, tuner controls, manual tuning, radio text, FM settings, as well as your general audio settings. Now, this is going to bring us over here to our main portion, which is going to show us pretty much everything, which includes our information, entertainment, communication, navigation, as well as settings. Starting off with information, it's going to give us a couple of informations, as you can see here, which includes your fuel efficiency monitor, which monitors fuel efficiency in real time and view fuel efficiency history. Sirius XM travel link accesses traffic information, weather and parking information, as well as sports scores, as well as your vehicle status monitor, which views important vehicle maintenance messages, information, and intervals. Coming down to entertainment, this is going to be where we just were with our audio system, which is nice. Communications going to allow you to connect your phone via Bluetooth, via the vehicle's Bluetooth system. And when you actually connect your phone, it's going to bring us to this screen here, which includes contacts, text messages, roadside assistance, your dial pad, as well as communication settings. Coming down to your navigation system, as you can see, this vehicle does not have an SD card, so we're not going to be able to see that particular feature today. And in our settings, there's going to be a comprehensive list of different things that you can go through that you can enable, disable, and make it your own. They include your in-vehicle displays, sound settings, safety settings, vehicle settings, connectivity settings, as well as system settings. Now, I have gone through in many Mazda videos and kind of talked about this, but I'll kind of relate to it in some sort of way, so that way it doesn't get too boring. So with that said, we're going to start off with your in-vehicle displays here, which when we click on that, it's going to show us our active driving display, which is going to be basically our heads-up display for the vehicle, which is very nice to see. It's going to adjust the content and visibility of that display for you. You also have your center display, which adjusts the display brightness, contrast, as well as more for this system in general. Sound settings is going to allow you to configure the in-vehicle listening experience, which is going to be for things such as your audio settings here. When you click on that, it's going to allow you to adjust your bass, treble, fader, and balance, as well as your Bose stereo mode and listening position. You have your vehicle notification and warning volume, which you can adjust, as well as a system button volume, which sets the confirmation volume level for commander and steering wheel controls. Coming down to safety settings, this is going to be where you'll be able to find your safety features as well as driver assistance features, and they include your active safety stuff, as you can see, safety alerts, as you can see, collision avoidance, your view monitoring, your parking sensors, and all that stuff. Coming down to vehicle settings here is going to configure the vehicle convenience features, which includes your doors, exterior lighting, interior lighting, rain sensing wipers, your turn signals, your rear seat alert, as you can see. You also have your connectivity settings as well, which is going to configure your Bluetooth and other device connectivity settings, which includes your Bluetooth as well as your Wi-Fi settings. And then system settings is going to configure the language, time, and other general settings, which as you can see, you have your clock, voice recognition settings, language, temperature, distance and speed, your Grace Note database update, as well as Almart, connected services, any software updates, as well as information about the software system. And you can also do a restore to basically a default factory reset. And so with that being said, that's going to conclude the settings portion here in the Mazda CX-5 Premium Plus, as well as the infotainment system tour in the CX-5 Premium Plus. Now, for 2026, like I mentioned, we are getting a new CX-5, so I'll talk more about my thoughts on that at the end, and also what changes to probably expect from this new infotainment system. Now, with that being said, this still does come standard with Mazda's 6-speed automatic transmission. You put it into reverse, you have a very nice backup camera with guidance lines, and it does adjust as you turn the wheel. You also have a 360 camera, as you can see there, which is standard on the Premium Plus model. You also do have this other camera here, which, if will allow me to actually go over, it's not going to allow me to, but you have that other camera angle there, which is likely going to be for your top-down view. But it's nice, as you can see. You have your air vents down here. You're going to have your climate controls down here, specifically for things such as your heated and ventilated seats for the front and front passenger. You have your front and rear defrost. You have your recycling, as well as, well, this is your recycling. This is actually to allow air to come in a bit more efficiently. This is to turn on the air conditioning system itself. You have your fan speeds right here, as well as your fan positioning. You also have a heated steering wheel function right on top of there. Down below, you do have a wireless charging pad right here as expected, and it does look really nice. You also have a 120 watt outlet, as you can see. Your 6-speed automatic transmission. This right here is going to be for your different drive modes, which of course includes your normal mode, sport mode, as well as off-road, since this one has all-wheel drive. Coming below that, you're going to have your different controls here for things such as your parking brake, your auto hold, which is basically your brake hold. You have your knob right here, which is what we use for the infotainment system. You also have shortcut buttons around it as well, which includes our back button, audio, home, navigation, as well as your favorites. This is your volume knob right here. You're going to have 2 cup holders right here, and I'm going to put the key in there. Come over to your glove compartment. You have a good amount of storage space. You have an outlet plus 2 USB-C ports, and you have a upper portion, as you can see there, to put smaller items in. Now, the CX-5, I think, has probably one of the best seats in a crossover. I wouldn't say it's a compact crossover, but that's technically what it is. And as you can tell, the seats themselves for this top-of-the-line trim, or one of the top-of-the-line trims, are very comfortable and very supportive. As you can see, you have perforations coming down the middle, which is very nice. You have some nice side bolstering. You have some stitching coming along the sides of the seat. And overall, the seat profile does look very, very nice. And for each CX-5 I've reviewed so far, I'm really coming to accept the fact that this is probably one of the more comfortable seats in this segment. Coming over here, we do have our glove box, which has a good amount of storage space. It is a little dampened, and it is lined with felt as well. You do have this kind of, almost said full wood, but this is more like a aluminum trim finish, which also has this aluminum piece coming across the side of the dash. You also have some of this hard touch material on top of the dashboard. You have your mirror here, as you can see. You do have controls here for your overhead lights, as well as for your sunroof, which this vehicle does come with. You also have a sunglass holder right there, as you can see. You do have a visor with a mirror, as well as a small light. And as we make our way over to the left side, we're going to have controls here for our active sense stop, which you can turn on, or you can turn that off. Traction control off switch, parking sensors, camera, as well as to open up the trunk, which we will actually do that right now. So that we'll be able to go inside a little bit easier. And so, with that being said, the final year of the Mazda CX-5 as we know it is getting sent out with a bang, and specifically, I think the Premium Plus gives you everything that you need and nothing that you don't. But again, more on that here in a little bit. So, let's go ahead and continue the tour of this amazing compact SUV. Coming to the back of the CX-5, materials do follow through in this one. And as you can see, it does look really nice. You're going to have 2 seat pockets. You're going to have one on this side, and you have one behind the front passenger. You have your rear vents back here. And then you do have a pad armrest with 2 cup holders, your heated seat functions here, and then here, have a little storage area where you can also plug in 2 USB-A ports. You have your fuel tank right here. The CX-5 does have LED taillights in the back as expected. You have your Mazda badge right here, CX-5 and all-wheel drive badges here, and your Sky Active G badge right there. You also have your rear parking sensors on this one as well. This one does have an automatic liftgate. And coming inside of the vehicle, as you can see, we're taking a look at a pretty cavernous amount of room, which is not too bad. As you can see, we're looking at just over 37 cubic feet of space in here, which is very good, and overall does a pretty nice job. When you fold down the second row, which you can do via these tabs on this side, as well as on this side, on that side, you're looking at nearly 60 cubic feet of cargo space, which is not too bad. You're looking at around 59.3 cubic feet to be specific. Now, since we're back here, we do have a few things such as our cargo net, all the floor liners and mats, as well as a first aid kit, as well as a nice little privacy cover, as you can see. And when we lift up this underneath, we do have our spare tire. And when you push that button, it will close down the cargo area automatically. This one here in particular does have a set of roof rails. I'm gonna go ahead and open the hood, which I thought I did, but I didn't. Under the hood of the Mazda CX-5, we're taking a look at Mazda's naturally aspirated 2.5 liter Skyactiv 4-cylinder engine. It produces 187 horsepower and 185 pound-feet of torque. This is going to be made to a 6-speed automatic transmission, and this one is all-wheel drive. And as you can see, as we come over here, we're going to be taking a look at our window sticker, which is inside of the door. As you can see, it's a 2025 Mazda CX-5 Premium Plus, finished off in Rhodium White Metallic with the black leather interior. As you can see, all these features here do come standard with the vehicle. And as we come down here, we do have a few options, which includes the MSRP starting at $35,400. The cargo net that you saw in the cargo area is $60. The cargo tray is $150. First aid kit is $45. The Rhodium White exterior color is $350. Retractable cargo cover for $595. Front and rear splash guards for $250. Wheel locks for $200. The roof rail and crossbar package for $75. And the wheel locks are $75, and the roof rail and crossbar package for $750. And as you can see, coming to our Premium Plus package, like I mentioned, you do have ventilated front seats, heated rear seats, heated steering wheel. You have an adaptive front lighting system. You have your windshield wiper deicer. You have your active driving display, which is basically a Mazda's version of your heads-up display. You have your 360-degree view monitoring system, front and rear parking sensors, paddle shifters, as well as your MI drive for your different drive modes. Total vehicle and options comes in at $37,875, and with a delivery, processing, and handling fee of $1,420, the total MSRP for this one comes in at $39,295. This vehicle does get a pretty good fuel economy, coming in at 26 city, 30 highway, and 28 combined. And this one has an overall vehicle score of 5 out of 5 stars from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. Alright guys, so back in the Mazda CX-5, this is the last year, as I mentioned before at the top of the review, for this generation. This generation, in some way, shape, or form, has been out since 2016, if you can believe it. It's been 10 model years now since the Mazda CX-5 of this generation was released, with a coded design language, with the overall premium luxury look and feel that you would expect from a Mazda. Now, Mazda never did this, years and years and years ago when they were still with, I believe Ford at the time. But since then, they have really stepped up their game. They've made some great models. They've done really well. And the CX-5 is one of them. You can get the CX-5 in many different trim levels, whether you go for the turbo, the non-turbo, depending on what you're looking at. And specifically, I am going to be kind of sad to see this car go. I really like what I'm seeing with the CX-5 in general. I like what I'm seeing as far as the design. I like what I'm seeing as far as the look of this car. And while the new one is going to be nicer and much more advanced and everything, like for example, we might get a fully digital display here. We might get a bigger infotainment system here, like what we see in the bigger CX-70 and CX-90, and even the CX-50 that gets a little bit good display. We might get a new automatic transmission. We might get a nicer steering wheel. We don't really know that yet, but the unveiling will be coming up on Thursday, July 10th at about 7 o'clock p.m., I think, standard time here, which is pretty huge. So until then, we'll just have to wait and see what happens. But until that point, this is the last time that the CX-5 is going to look like this. So with that being said, everyone, I hope you enjoyed this walk around and tour of the 2025 Mazda CX-5 Premium Plus, finished off with Rhodium White Metallic with the black leather interior. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next.